Eugenio Proto is an associate economics professor at the University of Warwick. He joins me from the United Kingdom to discuss Europe's political climate. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Professor, what message did Italy's voters send with the outcome of this referendum? And what's next? Is this really part of the wave of populism that we're seeing across the world?
Partially, yes. People are upset across the world, are upset in Italy. And clearly the popularity of the government was falling down. But I think in case of Italy, there is a second element that played a very decisive role. And the fact it was a clear mistake, a strategic mistake of Matteo Renzi, who put himself on the referendum. He became one person. The referendum was really about himself. Now, when you put the referendum about yourself, you are a prime minister with 1,000 days that you have been there. It's very unlikely that you get more than 40–50%, 45% of popularity. So in a way, making transforming this referendum on something on himself, it was really a bad strategic mistake, because people voted not against the referendum, not against the law, but against himself, and that was a mistake. I mean, there are two things. People are upset. Yes, Renzi made a strategic mistake in making his own referendum on himself.
But a different story in Austria, where the far-right presidential candidate was defeated, although not by much. So what could this say about the direction of Europe?
Okay, Austria is an important example, because it says that when traditional party manage to find a credible figure, a credible candidate, the far right loses. Okay, I think this is I think the important message coming from Austria. Now there is across Europe there is clearly anger, and there are plenty of research. I have one of them, for example, supporting the notion that when people are upset, they tend to go against the establishment and then tend to go against the incumbent party. So people are upset. In Austria, people are upset, yes, but Austria is the proof that when you bring somebody credible with his own credential, traditional party, they can still win against the far right and against the anger.
We're looking ahead to elections in France and Germany next year. What's your outlook there? We've also just learned that France's Prime Minister Manuel Valls has just entered the presidential race. What do you think we could see?
I'm mildly optimistic about that, because both Fillon and Valls, they seem to me people that can get the consensus to beat Madame Le Pen. Actually, I wouldn't be that surprised if with these two candidates, the two of them will go to ballotage and Miss Le Pen will be out. There is a chance that this will happen.
All right, Eugenio Proto.
I'm optimistic on that sense.
You're optimistic. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Eugenio Proto, thank you so much for joining us from the United Kingdom.
You're very welcome.